Greetings, my name is Dr. Michael Magoha and I'll be taking you through this audio lecture. What we'll be discussing today in this Fundamentals of Publishing series, I'll be starting with structuring your article correctly. So, the general structure of a research article is the same, it's universal everywhere, and it normally starts like this. You'll have a title, an abstract, keywords, then you have the body of the text, which includes the introduction, methods, results, and discussion, which normally has the acronym IMRAD. After that, you have conclusion, acknowledgement, references, and supporting materials. Titles attract readers' attention. They contain the fewest possible words, they adequately describe content, they're informative, but should be concise. They identify the main issue. It's important to not use technical jargon and rarely use abbreviations in your titles. After titles, you need to be concerned with authorship. You should have a good listing principle. If you are writing it, you should be the first author, and then you should always have a corresponding author. It's important to avoid ghost authorship or gift authorship, as this waters down your research. Then we should go to keywords. Keywords are the labels of the manuscript. They're used by indexing and abstracting services. They should be specific, and you should use only established abbreviations. An example would be DNA, which is known universally. Abstract. The abstract summarizes the problem, method, results, and conclusions in a single paragraph. You need to make it interesting and understandable. Make it accurate and specific. A clear abstract will strongly influence whether or not your work is considered. Keep it as brief as possible and make sure you write the abstract last. Introduction. Introduction provides a brief context to the readers. It addresses the problem, identifies solutions and limitations. Identify what the work is trying to achieve, and provide a perspective which is consistent with the nature of the journal you're targeting. Methods. Methods describe how the problem was studied, include detailed information, but do not describe previously published procedures. Identify the equipment and the materials used. All experiments on humans or animals must follow applicable ethics standards. Approval of the local ethics committee is required and should be specified in the manuscript, cover letter, or the online submission system. Editors can make their own decisions on ethics, but as such, it's important to note that ethics committee approval is mandatory. Regarding results, you should include only data of primary importance. Use subheadings to keep the results of the same type together. Be clear and easy to understand. Highlight the main findings. Feature unexpected findings. Provide statistical analysis and include illustrations and figures. Discussion. The discussion is the interpretation of results. This is your most important section. Make the discussion correspond to the results and complement them. Compare published results with your own. Be careful not to use the following statements. Statements that go beyond what the results can support, or non-specific expressions. New terms which are not already defined or mentioned in your paper, or any speculations on possible interpretations based on imagination. These should not be included in your discussion. Conclusion. Your conclusion must be clear, provide justification for the work you have done, explain how your work advances the present state of knowledge, and suggests future experiments. Acknowledgements. This is where you put advisors, financial support, funders, proofreaders, typists, secretaries, or suppliers who have donated materials. References. Regarding references, do not use too many references. Always ensure that you fully absorbed the material that you are referencing. Avoid excessive self-citations. Avoid excessive citations of publications from the same region or institute, and conform strictly to the style given in the Guide for Authors of the publication that you are targeting. Remember, the process of writing your article is different from preparing your research manuscript. The way you write a research article starts in this way. 1. You start with figures, and tables with text or captions. 2. You write the methods, results, and the discussion. 3. You write the conclusion. 4. This is where you take time and put the introduction as to where the work fits in as a whole. And 5. The last thing that you write is the new title that you have of your research publication, the abstract, and the keywords. Writing an article can be hard work. It can be daunting and confusing. If you need help with your article, finding and sorting research, preparing references, sourcing feedback, you can get help from lots of online resources. An example is Mendeley, which is at www.mendeley.com, or Elsevier from www.elsevier.com. Mendeley is a free reference manager and an academic social network. It helps generate citations and bibliographies in Word or OpenOffice. You can also use Mendeley to connect with colleagues, such as myself, and securely share papers and notes. Think of it as a social network to identify potential collaborators. Thank you for your attention.